All right, good afternoon. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Lourens. I'm here with At Laas Auto today in Cape Town with Adrian Laas, who's the owner, boss, and wage payer. So, Adrian,
Lourens.
Tell us about yourself, where you come from, and when and how did how did all this start?
Lourens, I've always had a passion for gravel roads, and that's where everything started. Was, I've been, even out of school, I was interested in selling cars, either selling or repairing. But so then joined the Land Rover team in 2003, and it's been with them for 20 years.
Sorry to interrupt, was that part of the Rob Motors group, or you
No,
too young
we were
for that?
CMH group.
Okay. Yes, I remember.
Part
Yes,
of the CMH
of
group.
course.
And then, 2 of those 20 years that I've been with them was running the investment cars in Durban Road of the Yanni.
The ex-Ashleys.
Ex-Ashleys investment cars. And then we went back to Land Rover, and 2018 I just made a decision that I'm a little bit tired of corporate, and put in everything. We started off with 6 vehicles, and that's where we are now, 7 years later.
And you started in Cape Town?
Only in Cape Town, yeah.
Funny you should say you investment cars, the Bell. I used to be the sales manager of Bloomsbury investment cars.
Oh, okay.
For many years.
Right. Lamborghini.
In Cape Town, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, and then of course part of CMH, and then we also left the corporate to go on our own, as you know.
Yeah.
So now, and you're in the premises here in Palm Island. How long you been here now?
We started in, actually strange short stories. We started in town. There was a development going on a building where they just wanted a tenant temporary.
That is the old Volkswagen.
The old
dealership.
Volkswagen dealership, yeah. So, it was a month-to-month basis. So we thought, well, got nothing to lose. Put a few cars in, see what happens. And from there, we decided, right, our cars are, people know what they want to buy. We don't need to be in town. And we moved out of town to Palm Island, where it's more subtle, more work better for us. Yeah, we've been here now for 4 years.
Yeah, you also have parking for customers to come.
Parking issues.
More light. I remember that little showroom in town.
Yes.
It was quite dark.
Yeah.
So you moved here, and what is and we now, I think those watching and listening now know why you only stick with Land Rovers, because of your history, your past with Land Rovers. And you have never thought of mixing it with other SUVs, 4x4s, but primarily specializing in Land Rovers.
Being so long with Land Rover, you have a passion for them. It's become part of your life. It's a lifestyle that you're buying. You're not just buying a vehicle. And that's actually what that drives us. We're driven by passion. So Land Rover is our passion, and that's where we are.
And will you then, if I see this mainly modern cars, will you also deal in older Land Rovers if people bring them in?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the old 90s. The Defenders, well, before they were called Defenders, the 90s and the 110s.
Look, we get all our vehicles come from I get all my vehicles from the agents. Their trade-ins. They've got a limit of what they
so
sell.
You actually have a feeder.
Yes, yeah. So that's where we get our stock from, and then obviously customers that we built over the years. So that's where we get our stock from. So they're all accident-free, and they go for a full intense quality check, before they get delivered.
So from the sales floor, so what else do you offer a purchaser once he's bought a vehicle? How far do you do finance, and do you have facilities to repair and maintain?
Yeah, look, we've 2 years ago we decided to open a workshop, for quality, because after sales is very important.
Yeah, sure.
You know, selling the cars, the easy part. You know, maintaining it afterwards, you know, that's another story. And you know, we've got more control of it. We've got more quality out of it. You know, so our workshop is for outliers. They can come service here, and we also started doing more engine repairs. Not because Land Rover is a problematic car. It's just
It's a mechanical thing.
It's a mechanical thing.
The brakes.
Yeah. So that's why we've got an engine section as well in our business that only specializes in Land Rover engines.
And you've got proper technicians, and
Proper technicians. We've got 8 technicians in our workshop,
of which you all stole from CMH.
which yeah, they're all Land Rover technicians. But yeah, so far so good.
So apart from the other, one sees what the names of other little independent workshops and stuff. I'm not saying they're bad or good or nothing. I always find that strange that they're also on their own, and what you've looks like you're giving a package from the start, you know, from the sales invoice all the way through the service book. You're actually maintaining the service book as well,
Yes.
which is a good thing. And do you think that contributes to your success?
Absolutely, because like I said, I mean, Land Rover is a unique vehicle. You know, there's only that color with that extras, or you know, and you know, the cost, the selling part of it is the easy part. You know, after sales service is maintaining the vehicle after your customer has taken delivery. So that's where we.
That's the problem, yeah. With a lot of these things, you purchase it from dealerships, and you know, no disrespect to dealerships, but there's no mechanical, especially in Land Rover. If you specialize in Land Rover, or any other thing, that you need to have a specific backup plan to keep that client. You know.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Don't you agree? It's keeping the client, because if you have his invoice, then you get his money, and then you still control his service book.
Yeah.
Well, surely then
Yeah,
that's a nice plan. That's a nice business plan. You think?
Yes, yeah, you know, we haven't turned one customer down. You know, if he's got an issue with his car, we've always sorted it out immediately, because it's probably the most frustrating thing if a customer purchases a vehicle and something goes wrong. So, you know, our technicians tend to it within either same day or within 24 hours. You know,
So sales staff and finance staff all, yeah?
yeah, we've got a you know, finance with all the major banks, which you can apply for finance for, and then yeah,
And you have sales staff.
then
I
we've
see
got
that,
2
setting up
sales staff, admin staff, and yeah, they very much on top of it, you know, to make sure everything is done. You know, the vehicles are registered.
And apparently you have a social media in-house.
We've got a social,
Assistant.
we've got a marketing guy that is fabulous. You know, he's doing a great job for us, putting our word out there, and obviously marketing our cars.
So tell us a bit more about these. I see you in your personal capacity. You post it where you go out into the outback with a couple of cars. Obviously, then I know that I have to work, and then Adrian Laas is not working. He's having fun in the bush. Is that a client service? Is it like a thing?
Look, when we, you know, all our new customers, we treat them like, you know, we welcome them as a family. And, you know, they sometimes want to go explore a bit as well, because that's why they buy the vehicle.
Get to know their car.
Yes, so yeah, we do plan some off-road routes. Obviously not car breakers, but you know, nice soft scenery, and yeah, nice trips.
Clipper rocks and good like
yes,
that.
yeah.
Do you do overnighters or just like a day out?
Oh, well, it depends. We do day runs. You know, is drive from the morning till the afternoon, and then you get like if it's a little bit further, then we do a weekend thing. But
And as they do, you mentioned those before, a lot of your clients are foreigners, as we call them swallows.
Yeah.
We all know about them.
Yeah.
Are those, I would imagine they're quite interested in going on these, using their vehicles on an off-road situation, but not crazy.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, look, they like the scenery. You know, they like South Africa. They like Cape Town. They, you know, obviously everybody wants to get out of town, and what better vehicle to get out of town is with the Land Rover.
Yeah, and then they've got the expensive high-tech hunting boots.
Yes, yeah. So
There's nothing to shoot.
yeah, so 70% of our clientele is foreigners. 70% of them, yeah.
70%.
70% of our customers. Yeah.
Really?
The other 30 is new local buyers.
And do you get a lot of buyers from upcountry?
The odd, but we do get. You know,
Yeah.
like I said before, I mean, it's, you only got one of those specific vehicles. You know,
Correct,
so-
yeah.
And we can deliver nationwide.
But yeah, you become quite famous in Cape Town as the place to go to.
Yes.
Yeah, you might not know it, but for us living out there, you talk Land Rover, you talk At Laas. Well, At Laas, Auto. And I was going to ask you, and these, we talk about electric, hybrids, electrics coming in. Do you see Land Rover, Range Rover? It looks, I suppose, somewhere along the line they're going to have to make a decision. But do you see anything happening about that within the next 4, 5, 6 years?
I don't think sometime soon they're gonna go full electric on the Land Rover. You know, I don't see the structure is not there, and you know, people are, you know, there's a lot of petrol heads that are out there.
That's correct, especially in this country. Yeah,
Yes,
they still want to hear. They want to hear. They start at V8 up. They want to hear it blurb.
Yes, or you know, they want to run out of battery power there in the middle of the Kalahari, or
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Yeah, the 220 is a bit short.
yeah. So I think we still pretty much petrol and diesel.
Because I also
orientated.
seen that hybrid is making a huge comeback into even the bigger vehicles. A Toyota with the new Prados, for argument's sake, but all hybrids.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, they bring one or two, you know, maybe 10 petrol ones in one of them, but
But as you said, South Africans,
I don't think we get up for that as yet.
the guy who owns a bike, he wants that. He's either diesel man or petrol man. So you've been going now for 7, 8 years.
Yeah, we're going for 8 years now.
8 years. You think any ideas of expanding into, or just keeping the one?
I think I wouldn't expand much bigger, you know, because otherwise you start losing the quality.
Losing control.
Losing quality and control of it. So, you know, I'm very much hands-on with everything what's happening in the business.
Which is the best.
Oh, yes. So I know every single car that's here, and I know what's the ups and downs of them, and so. But yeah, we trying to run a good business here, and also our reputation says it. I see at Auto Trader Reputation of the Year in 2024.
I noticed here you have a little trophy
Yes,
from Auto Trader. Tell us about that.
That we received last year for reputation countrywide.
Wow.
And yeah, Mid-Mac Motors, I think they won Dealer of the Year. They got that award. But yeah, we're very proud to.
And they didn't give you a check or anything.
No, they gave us some.
They didn't give you a year free
publicity.
a year free advertising or something.
Not advertising, but yeah, on the
Platforms.
some platforms
Nice.
they put us out. Yeah.
It's quite nice. It's quite an ominous looking little thing. Don't put that in. So anything you want to tell us about how you fit in with the market? I'm thinking Chinese. These oaks are coming in from with all sorts of stuff. More that's comparable with your little these little ones, what they call
Evoked.
the Evokes. Yeah, the little Evokes. Do you think there's going to be an issue there is that going to make an impact on the Land Rover market with these little Evokes? Because that's the way they sort of compare there, you know. 'Cause
I wouldn't say China's vehicles will have an impact on Land Rover. I mean, you know, it's different,
sure, yeah.
different clientele.
But we know the Chinese market manufacturers, they're catching up quick.
Yeah, they nice town vehicles.
Yeah.
You know, and they're cheap. You know,
Well, let's say they're less expensive.
less expensive. Yeah,
Sounds-
less expensive, and
And the Land Rover But more, Range Rover is but more
a little bit
expensive.
more expensive, and
Much
also
more
the-
expensive.
And also if you want to take your car off-road for the weekend, or you want to go to the Karoo, I wouldn't be doing it in a Chinese vehicle.
That was definitely not a Chinese vehicle passing by.
No.
So, Adrian, but thank you very much. Anything else you want to tell people out there about your business, about your company?
Yeah, just invite people to come pop in, have a look, see maybe there's something that you like.
They do have a little entertainment facility
Yeah, we do have a little
with refreshments, i.e. beer and wine.
some refreshments, and we got Captain Morgan here for the Defender
Yeah.
clients.
Yeah.
And obviously we got some tea here for the Range Rover customers, and
Tea.
obviously Johnny Walker Blue.
Wow.
But yeah, so
Sherbet.
please pop in.
Adrian, thank you very much. If there's anything we can do for you, well, we're doing it now, I think. So thank you, Adrian. Thanks
thank
a
you,
lot.
Lourens.
Listen, I wish you all the best, eh?
Thank you.
For
Thank you,
the
Jeremy.
future, and I hope, with your reputation, you're here. You're the only one that does this properly. So where would you want to buy your next Land Rover, Range Rover?